Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Westmoreland police ramp up safe school interventions after two teens charged for allegedly attacking boy at Godfrey Stewart High. The Westmoreland police have ramped up safe school interventions following the arrest and charge of two teenage boys for robbery with aggravation and unlawful wounding stemming from incidents that occurred last week. The investigation leading to the teens' arrest was activated from a video that was circulated on social media displaying teens of Godfrey Stewart High School who seemingly formed a gang assaulting another student. The video showed several teen boys confronting another boy, one of whom repeatedly used a machete to hit the boy all over his body. It is also alleged that the child was robbed of a sum of cash. Police said the teenagers implicated in the incident were suspended from school and two of them were arrested and charged. Head of the Westmoreland Police Senior Superintendent Wayne Joseph said as investigation progresses, the police along with school officials will be holding meetings with parents. He further noted that anti-gang lectures have also been scheduled in schools and the victim support unit is also providing care. He has called on parents to play a more active role in their children's life and to lead them away from defiant behavior.
It has been known for a while that gangs have been recruiting in schools, and this is not unique to Godfrey Stewart. And what we see playing out is a reflection of what happens within the communities that these students come from. Now, we currently have school resource officers that are deployed on a daily basis to these schools, and we are not only talking to students, we are also talking to parents and members of staff. We have since had meetings with the school chairman, the principal, the guidance counselor and the school psychologist in order to chart the way forward, because it's unfortunate that we will now have to be considering to having random operations within these schools, because we reach a stage now where even a security guard at a school gate can't even ask these students to open their bag because they are afraid because of the deviant kind of behavior that these students display within these schools. We have since contacted the counter-gang unit at CTAC, which they have a tailor-made program for this kind of behavior within schools. And they will be coming down to have some lectures at Godfrey Stewart and going forward with other schools. And a part of these lectures, we will be having the Victim Services Agency, the Child Protection and Family Services, and the Community Safety and Security branch of the JCF to form part of these lectures. But I just want to take this opportunity just to implore parents that you need to know your child. Don't just drop off your children at school and leave every day. You must go into the schools randomly, speak with the principal, speak with the form teacher, the guidance counselor, dean of discipline. Know what your children are doing within schools, because a lot of these students come from decent family homes, and because of peer pressure they get involved in all kind of deviant activities.
Alleged family dispute over land leaves one dead, two in custody. Police in Manchester are theorizing that an alleged 6-year family dispute over land and houses in the South Central Parish is a possible motive for Thursday's shooting death of United Kingdom resident Michael Brown. Brown, also called Jimmy, 48, was killed about 12:20 a.m. while in bed 4 days after laying his 74-year-old mother to rest. Head of the Manchester Police Superintendent Shane McCullough told reporters that the police had intervened in the long-standing family dispute over property and houses. Up to as recent as January 18, the police had to intervene in a domestic dispute between relatives. All the necessary actions were taken, persons were warned, McCullough said. However, the police intervention wasn't sufficient to prevent Brown's death. The dispute stemmed as far back as 2015, and it is various properties not only located in my town, but in other areas of Manchester, about 5 houses in total, said McCullough. A police source told reporters that up to late Thursday, 2 of Brown's relatives were taken into custody. Superintendent McCullough earlier said 2 relatives were persons of interest. We would have gone to the extent where we also referred relatives to a restorative justice department as another avenue of intervention into the long-standing dispute over the properties, said McCullough. The police chief said the relatives were counseled for hours. We brought them in and spoke to them for hours to try to come to some level of understanding, and even after we did that, we still refer the matter to the Restorative Justice Program for them to go through as another layer of intervention, he said. Manchester has over the years seen gruesome cases involving domestic disputes, and McCullough is urging residents to find amicable means of resolving conflicts. On Thursday, when reporters visited the area, one of Brown's family properties in Town, some grief-stricken family members expressed their disgust at the series of events leading up to his death. The whole of here is family property, and him mother him come bury. We no seem sign or force entry into the room he's in, and in a him bed he was killed, said one of the family members. The relative pointed to 3 houses on the Town property, claiming the structures were a part of the contention between other relatives. You know how much night we have to call police because of the same dispute, them even threaten each other after the burial, said the family member. The relative claimed Brown's mother suffered during the dispute and claimed that the matriarch was attacked by another relative, forcing her to run from her home in the nude seeking help. All know me can't believe this. And end up happen. It is the way of the world, said the family member. Another family member said last September, Brown installed a closed-circuit television system to monitor the property because of the same family dispute. Mr. Golding said inadequate and poor regulations facilitated fraud at SSL. Opposition leader Mark Golding says inadequate and poor regulations facilitated the multi-million-dollar fraud at investment company Stocks and Securities Limited (SSL). Speaking at a town hall meeting in Harbour Heights, St. Andrew on Wednesday, Mr. Golding said people are losing hope because of corruption across various sectors of the country. He cited the ongoing fraud probe at SSL while noting that renowned Jamaican athlete Usain Bolt is believed to be among those impacted. Mr. Golding said Jamaican people are watching to see the outcome of the investigations.
Usain Bolt, who came from very humble beginnings and worked hard to become the best athlete in the world, the most beloved athlete in the world, and indeed perhaps the most rewarded sprinter of all time, only to see his savings evaporate due to the theft and corruption of a certain institution and the inadequate and poor regulation that has allowed it to happen. The Jamaican people are watching. They want to see if the system is going to be against justice or for justice.
Clark reiterates discuss at SSL fraud, says more announcements coming.
Today I accepted the resignation of the Executive Director of the FSC, Mr. Everton McFarlane. The resignation will be effective on the 31st of January. Mr. McFarlane will go on leave tomorrow. The Chief Prudential Officer of the Bank of Jamaica, who is responsible for prudential supervision of all deposit-taking institutions, will step in on an interim basis, seconded from the Bank of Jamaica. I intend to make further policy announcements on Monday, and
are you disappointed, sir, in the whole processes happening right now in the banking sector, sir?
You know, as I said in my statement, I am certainly disgusted at what has been revealed thus far in terms of the fraud at SSL, and I've given a commitment that the government of Jamaica will do everything in our power to ensure that the strength and credibility of Jamaica's financial sector remains intact. Thank you.
Police military presence ramped up in Manchester. Police have increased operations in Manchester with support from the military following recent incidents of crime, including murders and robberies, resulting in 2 men being arrested in recent days. Deputy Superintendent in charge of operations Colin Johnson said the Manchester Police received support from the Counter-Terrorism and Organised Crime Investigations Branch, Specialized Operations Branch, and the Jamaica Defence Force JDF. He added that the police military operations target known suspects. Since the start of the year, we would have seen 2 murders in the parish and a robbery, so we have increased our operational activity in the parish of Manchester, a joint police military operation, so we are pursuing all the wanted men and persons of interest, he explained on Wednesday. We are pursuing them relentlessly. We will leave no stone unturned until we bring them to justice for all the crimes that they have been committed in Manchester. We are asking citizens also to partner with us to make Manchester a safer place, added Johnson, who has taken a hands-on approach of crime fighting. The operation is ongoing. 2 people were arrested, one wanted for an offense of rape, and the other is a person of interest in 2 murders and robberies in Manchester. We are withholding their names for the time being because they will be facing an identification parade. However, our operation continues, he said. Johnson is imploring citizens to remain vigilant. Look out for strangers and cars in communities and record the license plate of the vehicles. Some of the robberies that we have, the men are actually on foot. They park the cars, walk down the road, rob, run back to the cars, and then they escape in order for people not to see the cars, he said. We are sensitizing people about any strange car that you see passing through your area just to record the license plate and the color of the car and call us and tell us so that we can use it as part of our investigation, he added. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the